Welcome into the campus kickoff, your quick college football kickoff show, week 12, with your host, Jlo.
What's going on, college football lovers? Your boy Jlo from Bucketeers back, ready to go over the campus kickoff week 12. Week 11's behind us. Now we're on to week 12, and I'll see you in a bit.
Bro, we'll put it like that.
Nice.
What's it like? I was actually there in attendance in Cleveland for Cove's first career NFL touchdown, which was awesome. And,
Awesome.
it was a great game. You could hear me on camera. I was just screaming, "Say it ain't so, Cove! Say it ain't so!" Sadly, from there, the game kind of went off the rails a little. That was the last high moment of that game, but it was a great game. Overtime loss, fun time.
Yeah.
How was that moment for you? Seeing the first, whether it was on TV, in person, wherever you were, seeing his first NFL touchdown. How was that?
Well, dude, I mean, we were at home because it was a away game. We don't travel to a lot of the away games because we can get into that later. But to watch that and to think I wished I was there live, so to have your video was so cool. And just said, "Man, this is so cool." I mean, that was so cool for us. Catching it from Tom Brady, right? Like he's got the ball yet. I mean, first NFL touchdown means a lot, right? I mean, as a dad, that's so cool to see. And it was fun to watch. And, it didn't have the outcome we wanted, but still the same. What a memory! What a memory to have, right? So,
and honestly,
cool.
those. One of the best guests ever, the Bucketeers in the house tonight. You guys hear him on Tampa radio all the time. He's one of the best in the business. My favorite personal in the business. That's why I'm elated tonight. Growing up in the Chicago area, you're used to sports radio. That's what gets me through the day. So this man does help get me through the day, I will say, with the Pat and Aaron show at work. Nothing like it. So it's incredible. It looks like we got Stunna bumbling in. I'm Tampa Tones. We are joined by lead goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little cleared. But we're joined by Pat Donovan.
It looks like Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.
It does look like you got a little...
No, my camera's broke.
And he was trying to pull me in big time. And then I was like, nothing's happened with Indianapolis yet. Like, I really want to give Indy a chance. And then also I talked to Cody Bruton, once he took over Rick McCann, I'm still like, well, look, I was like, y'all just give me the opportunity to explore free agency, see what's going on, and then kind of make it do it.
All right, everyone, you are tuned into the Bucketeers, a wide receiver, Kalen Geiger, and we are about to have a great pod. This is the Bucketeers. You're tapped in, and here we go.
Welcome back into the campus kickoff, week 12, with yours truly, Jlo.
Once again, welcome back. Your boy Jlo from Bucketeers, ready to go over some week 12 Jlos Jolts. College football brackets are being pre-set up already. So much to talk about. Some Gator talk, we'll get to it, but I'm ready to go. Let's get the ball rolling.
It's time for the Maction Weeknight Review with Jlo. Tuesday, Ohio at Western Michigan.
What a great game that was between Ohio and Western Michigan. A great MAC conference matchup. But I got to say, Western Michigan pulled out the strong win. Brock Lowry at quarterback did well passing the ball and run the ball really well as well. So that's my MVP for that game last night. What a great show. Go Western Michigan.
Wednesday night action continued with Buffalo at Central Michigan.
Buffalo, Central Michigan. Central Michigan pretty much dominated Buffalo at home with Langston Lewis, wide receiver, over 118 yards and a touchdown. Got to say, Central Michigan took care of business at home, and they got the win.
It's time for Jlos Jolts, the week's biggest college football battles and matchups, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and more. Kicking it off with Thursday Night Lights, Troy at Old Dominion.
So Old Dominion is a very underrated team, not talked about as much. I feel like they're a team to be reckoned with in their conference as well. I feel that they're going to get a big win at home over Troy, with quarterback Colton Joseph leading the way. That's going to get Old Dominion the victory at home.
Friday night, it's a battle of the Big Ten as Minnesota travels across the coast to Oregon.
So with Minnesota at Oregon, it's going to be a tough task. Going to Oregon's very tough to go get a victory in. Do I see Minnesota pulling it off? I think they'll battle Oregon to the very end. I like Oregon at home. Dante Moore has just been doing a great job taking care of the football, leading the Ducks to a victory. Give me Oregon Ducks at home.
Saturday kicks things off with the big game feel, Notre Dame at Pittsburgh.
So this is pretty much a playoff elimination game right here between Pittsburgh and Notre Dame. Notre Dame cannot drop another game or else they are out of the playoffs. I think Pittsburgh's a team to be reckoned with, to be looking out for, who can spoil Notre Dame's day, but I think that doesn't happen. I think Notre Dame with CJ Carr doing a pretty decent job taking care of the football and leading Notre Dame with a very close victory over Pittsburgh. Give me Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, on the road at Pittsburgh.
Saturday continues with Arizona at Cincinnati.
So that's another fun, intriguing game to watch. Maybe not playoff expectations out of these two, but it's going to be a fun game to watch. I do like Brendan Sorley from Cincinnati, their quarterback, who I think is going to give Cincinnati the victory at home over Arizona. And another close one, and I think Cincinnati pulls the win.
Saturday continues as South Florida looks to keep their playoff hopes on the line in a big battle with the Navy.
So USF, they got to win out pretty much, and I think they can. They go into a tough environment where the former athletic director, Kelly, took off over to Navy, so that's a little rivalry thing I feel like. I feel USF is going to go in there and perform on the road. I like them winning in a very close one at Navy. And I will say, be on the lookout for Keyshawn Singleton, wide receiver, who's been a really good target for Bryce Brown. I like USF to go on the road, get the victory, and then they'll be on the road to possibly hosting their first ever conference championship.
One of the games of the day, Alabama hosts Oklahoma.
That's one of the SEC matchups I'm intrigued to watch. Alabama has just been on a huge run. Very team that they normally are. Ty Simpson has been killing it, just throwing tutties, not turning the ball over. Oklahoma's got a great defense, but I just don't see them going to Alabama and pulling the victory. They went to Tennessee last week and got a big victory over Tennessee, but going to Bama is a different environment. I like Alabama at home. Ty Simpson, right now, he's probably my top guy in the Heisman race right now.
Saturday continues as Iowa travels to USC in another fun battle of the Big Ten.
A great Big Ten battle, two teams that are ranked. USC, I don't know where they're going. There's been rumors about Lincoln Riley, leaving, but that's another conversation. But I do like USC at home, pulling a close victory over Iowa. Be on the lookout for pretty much their quarterback, just doing what he does best and just protect the football and win football games at home for USC.
Texas traveling to Georgia in the game of the day in a big SEC battle on Saturday.
So Texas is making a comeback. I feel they're playing a lot better. Do I feel like they're going to go into Georgia in their house and beat them there? Georgia already dropped one already, letting Alabama go into their house and beat them. I just don't see Texas pulling the victory out, but I will say that Arch Manning will be the player to watch to give Texas a great game to keep them close into Georgia. But I like the Bulldogs at home over Texas.
It's time to get those hands dirty and take a deep dive into the swamp of Florida Gator football with yours truly, Jlo.
Man, what a poor performance. What a poor performance by this talented roster of Florida, just getting put on their bats. Lagway just looked way off. To me, he's going to need QB competition going into the next offseason if he even stays. Which wouldn't even bother me at this point. I just feel he has just not be able to live up to his standards. What he was, a 5-star recruit. You know, he's a good recruiter, all talk, but yet you can't protect the football, which this past weekend, I'm over you, dude. I'm sorry. I'm not saying I want you gone, but you definitely need some competition. You need the right coach to come in there and coach you whenever that comes. You know, I mean, I just feel watching part of the game, I couldn't even finish it. I watched the first half and I was disgusted. I was like, what football team is this? Poor coaching. The players gave up. Simple as that. You went from taking Georgia all the way to the wire to get put in your bats by a team that's probably going to fire their football coach by the end of the season. No disrespect to Mark Stoops. So my advice for this weekend, they go to Ole Miss. There's been a bit talk about Lane Kiffin. He can't make up his mind. Then I hear he signed an extension, but no, he didn't. So it's just so many rumors swirling. And basically, Florida's got to beat Ole Miss. That's any shot at Lane Kiffin. That's another discussion when the offseason comes. To me, I don't know what to expect out of this team. I don't know if they're going to put another quarterback in. I don't, it's hard to really tell. DJ Lagway's going to go in there and ball out because he just looks so horrible. I don't know if I want to see him on the field right now. And we're dropping line flies in the receiving core. All we got left is Vernell Brown III and maybe Strudevan, the other transfer. So it's up in the air on how they're going to perform. Either the defense is going to show up and play hard like they did against Georgia, or we're going to get put on our bats again to where I'm probably not going to finish the game again because at the Florida fan, it's so hard. I never seen a program like Florida fall so hard since this era of Billy Napier going into it. I just never seen it. And hopefully whatever coach we bring in, they bring in a guy who's going to be fiery, a fiery leader, get these boys hyped up. So do I expect Florida to pull off a close one? No. I expect better effort from the captains, the seniors, trying to get ready for the NFL draft in the future. So that's something I expect. So hopefully Florida shows up and gives Ole Miss a hell of a fucking game, but we'll see. That's all I can really say. Go Gators.
It's time for Jlo's quick look ahead to Week 13 with the Bird's Eye View.
Bird's Eye View. There's a very intriguing game next week between Louisville going to SMU. Louisville's got to take care of business and play Clemson this week, which I think they will. Then they got to go on the road to SMU, which is going to be a tough matchup because SMU is another underrated team that can compete with anybody, even though the record's with 2 losses. That's going to be an intriguing game. I'll be happy to talk about on the next episode when that time comes. But that's my Bird's Eye View.
It's time to get those boots off and the wrestling moves on with the finisher and close things out with yours truly, Jlo.
It was a tough weekend last week between Gators, Bucks, and all that stuff. Thank you for tuning in. It was fun, pretty quick, but at the same time, these are great matchups I went over and some of the review of the last couple of nights. I know I was a little late, but it's okay. We made up for it. The episode still happened. Thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe to Bucketeers, represent us. And, just keep tuning in. Until then, your boy Jlo from Bucketeers, and I'll see you next week.
Bro, we'll put it like that.
Nice.
What's it like? I was actually there in attendance in Cleveland for Coe's first career NFL touchdown, which was awesome. And,
Awesome.
it was a great game. You could hear me on camera. I was just screaming, "Say it ain't so, Coe! Say it ain't so!" Sadly, from there, the game kind of went off the rails a little. That was the last high moment of that game, but it was a great game. Overtime loss, fun time.
Yeah.
But how was that moment for you? Seeing the first, whether it was on TV, in person, wherever you were, seeing his first NFL touchdown. How was that?
Well, dude, I mean, we were at home because it was a away game. We don't travel to a lot of the away games because we can get into that later. But to watch that and to think I wished I was there live. So to have your video was so cool. And just that, man, this is so cool. I mean, that was so cool for us. Yeah, catching it from Tom Brady, right? Like he's got the ball yet. I mean, first NFL touchdown means a lot, right? I mean, as a dad, that's so cool to see. And it's just, it was fun to watch. And, yeah, it didn't have the outcome we wanted, but still the same. What a memory. What a memory to have, right? So,
and honestly,
cool.
those one of the best guests ever, the Buccateers in the house tonight. You guys hear him on Tampa radio all the time. He's one of the best in the business. My favorite personal in the business. That's why I'm elated tonight. Growing up in the Chicago area, you're used to sports radio. That's what gets me through the day. So this man does help get me through the day, I will say, with the Pat and Aaron show at work. Nothing like it. So it's incredible. It looks like we got Stunna bumbling in. I'm Tampa Tones. We are joined by lead goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little cleared. But we're joined by Pat
It looks like
Donovan.
Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.
It does look like you got a little...
No, my camera's broke.
And he was trying to pull me in big time. And then I was like, nothing's happened with Indianapolis yet. Like, I really want to give Indy a chance. And then also I talked to Cody Bruton, once he took over Rich McCann, was still like, well, look, I was like, y'all just give me the opportunity to explore free agency, see what's going on, and then come out and make us do it.
All right, everyone, you are tuned into the Buccateers of wide receiver Kalen Geiger, and we are about to have a great pod. This is the Buccateers. You're tapped in, and here we go.